Then Domitius Apollinaris, I was heartened by your concern and anxiety for me, for when I heard that I intended to spend the summer on my Tuscan state, you sought to dissuade me, believing that the region is unhealthy. It is true that the Tuscan shore extending along the coast is oppressive and noxious, but my estate lies far back from the sea. Indeed, it lies below the Apennines, the most salubrious of mountains. So, to help you to dispense with all fear of mine account, hear my recital of the climate, the geography of the region, and the precise situation of my villa. These details will be a pleasure both for you to hear and for me to recount. The climate in winter is cold and frosty, so it repels and rejects myrtles, olives, and other trees which delight in continual warmth. However, it bears with locusts and yields most handsome ones, though from time to time it kills them, but not more often than happens in the neighborhood of Rome. In summer, it is remarkably temperate. The air is constantly stirred by currents, but more often they are light breezes rather than winds. As a result, many live to old age. You can see grandfathers and great-grandfathers of men in their prime, and you can hear old stories and talk of men of the past, so that when you go there, you think that you were born in a different era. The appearance of the area is very beautiful. Think of some massive amphitheater, one which not one which nature alone can fashion. The broad and expansive plain is rigged with mountains, on the topmost levels of which are glades of tall and ancient trees. A good deal of ferret hunting is available there, and woodland suitable for filling the sands with the mountain slopes. Between these areas of woodland are hills whose soil is rich and fertile, not sharp and rock readily meets the eye anywhere. Even if you are looking for it, they do not yield in fertility to the broadest plains. The harvest that ripen there are rich. True, they arrive rather late, but they are no smaller in size. Below them, vineyards extend on very flank, presenting an identical appearance as the interweave far and wide. At the lowest level below, at the lowest level below them, plantations grow, and adjoining them are meadows and fields which only strapping oxen and the strongest plows can break through, for when the ground is first plowed, the soil cleaves fast and come out in such great clots that it is only subdued when turned over 9 times. The meadows blow with flower like jewels, then knocked off the trefoil and other delicate plants which are always soft and fresh looking, for they are all nourished by streams all the year round. Yet, where much water gathers, there is no mustard, because it lies on a slope, and any water which attracted there and fails to be absorbed pours into the Tiber. The river cuts through the middle of the fields. It can take boats, and it conveys all the produce down to Rome, though only in winter and spring, for in summer its level lowers, and with its dry bed it abandons its reputation as a massive river until the autumn, when it claims it back. You will experience great pleasure by gazing out from the mountain over the countryside, for you will get the impression of looking not at the landscape, but at some painting of scene of extraordinary beauty. Wherever the eye settles, it will be refreshed by the figures and the pattern which is outlined. The villa lies at the base of a hill, but the view seems to be from the top, from the hills, for the hill rises so gently and gradually, and the slope is so deceptive that you would think not that you were mounting it, but that but that you had already done so. Their penises lie in the rear, but at some distance. No matter how sunny and still the day is, the house welcomes breezes from them, but they are not pitching and excessive, but subdued, and they are played out because of the distance they travel. The house for the most part faces south, and in summer entices the sun from midday, and in winter from a little earlier into a colonnade which is broad and correspondingly long. It contains several rooms, and also entrance halls similar to those in days of old. In front of the colonnade is a terrace divided into several sections of different shapes, which are separated by hedges of box. From it a raised platform slopes downward, on which there are shapes of animals facing each other, facing from box. On the level below there is a canthus, soft and virtually transparent. There is a walkway round it enclosed by compact bridges cut into various shapes. Close by there is a circular drive which encloses box by in different shapes, and shrubs keep low by being cut back. The whole area is protected by a wall which is hidden from view by a tight hedge of box. Outside the wall there is a meadow. Nature has made it as much worth seeing as the garden just described, which was devised by human skill. Beyond it, there are fields and many other meadows and plantations. At the head of the colonnade a dining room juts out. Though its folding doors it serves the end of the terrace, and immediately beyond it and the meadow and the expanse of countryside. From the windows on one side it looks out onto the side of the terrace and onto a projecting part of the house, and on the other and, and on the other the grove and its foliage lying within the exercise ground from horses close by. Virtually opposite the middle of the colonnade there is a seat of rooms somewhat set back. It encircles a courtyard seated by four plane trees. They surround a fountain near marble basin, which gushes forth and refreshes the plane trees around it and the earth beneath them with its gentle spray. This seat of rooms contains a bedroom which starts out the daylight, shouting and the older sons, and adjoining it is a dining room for everyday use by me and my friends. It looks out on the it looks out on the courtyard which I mentioned, on one wing of the colonnade, and on the general vista which the colonnade enjoys. There is also a second bedroom which the nearest plane tree endows with greenery and seed. It is adorned with marble up to the dado, and has a mural depicting three benches with birds perched upon them, a scene no less charming than the marble. In this in this bedroom there is a small fountain enclosed by a basin. The several jets are round, which combine to make a, a most pleasing whisper. The corner of the colonnade, the largest bedroom, faces the dining room. From one set of windows it looks down on the terrace, from the other on the middle in front of which there is an ornamental pool lying below the windows, enhancing the view from them, for it is pleasant both to the ear and to the eye, because the water cascades down from a height and turns white when it enters the marble basin. This room is beautifully warm in winter, for it is constantly bathed in sunshine. Adjacent to it is the hot air room, and if the day is cloudy, the stream is injected and takes over the role of the sun. The spacious and cheerful room next to it, in which one disrobes for bathing, is adjoined by the cooling room, in which there is a good-sized swimming pool shaded from the sun. If you were if you want a bigger or warmer pool to swim in, there is one in the courtyard with a well next to it, from which you can freshen up again if the warm water is flowing. The cooling room leads into a middle room, in which the sun provides the most genial service, though this is more in evidence in the hot room, for it projects outwards. This has three plank beds, two in the sun, and the third at some distance from it, though not from its light. Beyond the disrobing room, a bulkhead has been erected big enough to cater for several kinds of exercise and for several cycles of prayers. Not far Not far from the bed is a staircase, which leads up to a covered gallery by way of 3 sets of rooms. The first of these sets overhangs the small courtyard with the 4 plane trees. The second is over the meadow, and the third over the vineyard with a view of various sectors of the sky. At the end of the covered gallery, there is a bedroom hollowed out of the gallery itself, which looks out on the onto the riding circuit, the vineyard, and the mountains. Although the room adjoining it meets the sun, especially in winter. Next comes a seat which connects the riding circuit to the house. Such are the appearance and the persicates of the front of the villa. At the side there at the side there is a covered gallery from somber use, which is set on an eminence, and which seems not so much to look out on the vineyard as to touch it. In the center there is a dining room, particularly healthy since it welcomes a breeze from the Apennine valleys. It has very broad windows at the rear from which the vineyard is visible. The holding doors also look out on the vineyard, which is visible through the gallery. On the side of the dining room, which has no windows, there is a staircase, which by means of a more private detour allows the access of things useful for dining. At the far end, there is a bedroom, which afforded by a view of the gallery no less pleasant than that of the vineyard. Beneath it, there is the equivalent of subterranean gallery, which in summary means glacial, with the enclosed cold. Satisfied with its own air, it neither needs nor admits breezes from outside. Behind these twin galleries and beyond the dining room, a colonnade opens up, which is called up to midday but then heats up as evening draws near. This gives entry to two suites, in one of which there are 4 bedrooms, and in the other 3, the sun's journey provides them successively with sunshine and shade. Far more impressive than the arrangement and convenience of the buildings is the riding ground, the center of which lies open, so that as soon as you enter, the whole complex is laid out before your eyes. It is surrounded by plane trees, which are clothed by it ivy, and are green with their own foliage above and with that of other plants below. The ivy travels round trunks and branches and roams across to link up with neighboring plane trees. Beside these planes, box shrubs grow, and laurels cycle outside the box shrubs, associating their shade with that of the plane trees. The straight edge of the riding circuit is broken at this end by a semicircular curve, which changes its appearance as the cycle is shaded by the creepers and becomes more often and darkened by the thicker shade. But in the inner circuits, of which there are several, it gets the most translucent daylight. In that area, roses grows as well, and the shadows is moderated by shouts of not unwelcome sunlight. At the far end of this circle sector, with its varied and manifold twists and turns, a return is made to a straight lateral stretch, though there is not just this one, but several separated by box hedges lying between them. At some points, they are divided by lawns, and at others by box shrubs fashioned in 1,000 shapes. Here and there, here and there, these from letters which spell out the names now of the owner and now of the specialist gardener. Miniature obelisks rise upward, alternately with fruit trees planted there. Amidst this creative work, most characteristic of city life, you suddenly confront the imitation of an imported country scene. The central, the central open area is adorned at both ends by plenties of smaller height, Behind them on both sides grow acanthuses with their superior and pliant leaves, and next come more shapes and names created from books. At the far end of the circuit is a semicircular course of white marble, seated by a vine which is supported by four standard pillars of Christian marble, from pipes within the coach jets of water stream out as if ejected by the weight of those who sit here. The water is caught by a hollow stone and then held by a basin of delicate marble where it is controlled by some hidden means, so that it fills up without overflowing. The horse, the ovary, and the more substantial courses are placed on the circumference of the basin, which the latter ones float round on vessels shaped like tiny boats or boats. A fountain opposite sends water shooting up and recovers it. From after being ejected high in the air, it falls back, and by combination of fissures, the water is both collected and expelled. Close by the coach, there is a facing bedroom which confers as much distinction on the coach as it obtains from it. Constructed in gleaming marble, it has folding doors which jut out in the gallery and lead out into it, and its upper and lower windows gaze up and down into further greenery. There is a hidden alcove, which is, as it were, part of the bedroom but also a second one. There is a bed in it, and though there are windows all round, the light is curtained by the shade that overhangs it, for a luxuriant fine staircase to mount to the roof of the whole building. You could recline there as if you were resting in a glade, except that you would not experience a rain shower as you would in the glade. Here to a fountain place and at once retires. Marble checks are arranged in a number of places which please those who wear it, from walking as much as does the room itself, till the fountains play chose by the chairs. The whole riding circle resounds with the noise of the streams which are channeled in, and which follow the contracting hand, watering now one area, now another, and from time to time all together. Before now, I should have refrained from seeming to sing too loudly if I had not decided to visit by letter every corner in your company. I did not fear that you would find it wearisome to read a description of what would be wearisome to visit, especially as you could take a break should you so wish. Lay down the letter and take a seat. Moreover, I have been pandering to my afflictions, for I love the layout which I have for the most part arranged, or which I have developed from that put in train by others. To put it briefly, why should I not reveal to you my decided fear of misconceptions? I think the primary task of a writer is to scrutinize his title, to ask himself repeatedly what he has embarked upon, and to be aware that he confines himself to his topic. His treatment cannot be long-winded. If, on the other hand, his sermons endorse interesting use themes, it will be overlong. You will know how many lines Homer takes to describe the arms of Achilles, and how many Virgil expends on those of Aeneas. Yet both treat their subject economically, because they achieve what they set out to do. Yourself, how Aratus follows up and gives up even the smallest task, and yet he observes the due limit, because this is not the question of his the subject itself. In the same way, to compare small things with great, and attempting to present the whole house before your eyes, and as long as I do not introduce anything extraneous and irrelevant, it is the house being described and not my letter describing it which extends itself. But to ensure that I am not just essential in terms of my own law, if I linger longer in this digression, I shall revert to the topic of which I began. You know now the reasons why I prefer my Tuscan estate to any in Tusculum or Tibur or Praeneste. Then too, in addition to the reasons I have given, I enjoy my leisure there more profound and more rich, and therefore more carefree. I need not wear a toga, no neighbor summons me, and all is peace and tranquility. This very fact enhances the heart-giving atmosphere of the region, as if the sky were more cloudless and the eye clearer. When I am there, I am not supremely healthy in mind and body, for my books exercise my mind and hunting my body. My servants too now will live a healthier life than here. At any rate, up to now I have never lost a single one of those which I have brought to accompany me. Forgive my boasting. I only pray that in the days to come the gods may preserve this joy for me, and this very time and this very fame for the house farewell.